how does the day find you, fellow Arisens? It's I, Captain Stephen. I'm playing Dragon's Dogma. This is my third playthrough now, because you have to complete the game a couple of times to get a certain trophy. The trophy that I'm trying to get this time around is called the Hero, and it's for getting all the story missions done. Not all the notice board missions, all the main story quest missions. And as I was playing through, I came across this guy. His name's Ballsack. Freaking made me chuckle. Just had to share that with you people. So yes, the actual badge that I'm trying to get, this time around, the Hero, you have to do all the story missions. Now, it's very easy to miss a couple of these missions. So the hardest ones, the ones that I found the most trickiest to trigger or know when to actually, don't rush ahead, because you're so... Last time, I just threw my fairy stone up into the air, my eternal fairy stone, and off I went to the locations that I had to go to progress the main story. Or at least so I thought. So I missed a couple. I missed a couple of essential ones, and I just want to sort of put the brakes on a bit in your actual quest line and say, no, don't move ahead, wait until you've done these bits. Because here we go, I just managed to pop this badge the other day. You can see here that I managed to get the Hero badge on the 18th of January 2022. It's a bronze trophy at that, but it's actually a really difficult one to pop because there's so many missions that you can easily miss. Now, I followed a guide over on the Dragon's Dogma wiki. I put a link to that wiki in the top right hand corner now. Be sure to hit that up because there's other missions that are very easy to miss, especially early game. Before you've even done the Hydra thing, there's a couple of missions that you can easily miss. There's one where you have to sort of go and report the death of some guy in the town in Castis to one of his buddies and then go back to the person that couldn't tell him because he just didn't know how to. Yeah, there's one like that, Grave News or something like that. That one I've missed before. There's a couple that I missed before. The whole sending off of the Fisher guy. I hadn't done that before. There's a lot. Anyway, so these two that I want to specifically talk about, though, are quite later on within inside of your quest line. So this cutscene here, you probably all know it. It's when you go through trials and tribulations. You can't really miss this one. You pick it up, and after 5 days, he gets actually trialed. Now, I like to actually make him innocent, even though he should be guilty. And the reason I like to make him innocent is because he sells some pretty high-end stuff that's going to help you in the Bitter Black Isle later on, in way of maybe upping your strength for a certain amount of time. And he also sells those thingers that kill creatures in one frickin' hit, which is awesome. I tend to grab one of those just to take it along with me, just to get some easy frickin' XP or something. Or to kill the actual dragon and dragon forge all of your gear in one go. I'll show you that in this video because, yeah, you can kill the end boss dragon in one shot by buying something off of that chap that we just saved, Fievel or Feevel or whatever his name is. Anyhow, head on up into the Duke's Demis after you've done that mission, after you've done the whole trials and tribulations, and head on over and see Aldous. Now, you should have picked up a mission some time before this, where one of the handmaidens of the princess was standing just inside this foyer here. And yes, then you meet her at night, and then you go and see the princess in her room, the Duchess, or whatever. Anyhow, we're going to go see Aldous, because there's two missions. There's one including the princess, so you should have done all of that other stuff that I just mentioned about, and gone and saw her, you got arrested, you got thrown in prison, and all that sort of shenanigans. Okay, when you go and speak to Aldous, anyhow, he is now going to give you a new mission. So if I go and hit him up in a sec, so let's go talk to him. Hello there, my friend. What missions do you have to have? So it's recover a stolen item and also assist Sir Mercedes. Now you can accept both of those missions from Aldous. There's no problems in accepting them. Sometimes what I tend to do is create a save before I speak to Aldous and accept the missions, just in case I do need to revert. I can maybe God's bane myself or something. But here we go. So I'm picking up both of these missions. You can accept both of them at the same time. It doesn't really matter. So it's after these two missions have both been completed that you've got to be a bit careful. Okay, so here we go. Awesome. So I've got the Worm King ring And I've also got to speak to Sir Mercedes. Now, the Worm King ring, you've got to talk to a few people around inside of the castle, and you can do that just by bringing up the map and seeing where they are. I can see that there's a guy just about to come through a door down here at the moment, so I'm just going to collar him as he comes through here. Hello there, my friend. I love your tash and I love your bowl cut haircut. Lovely. Really on fashion. Righto. So, after you go and find Salamat, I really love his dialogue. I love the way he talks. It's very freaking awesome. Yeah, you kick his butt and you get the Worm King ring. So, yeah, anyhow, I'll let you watch this because it's good fun.
I'm the one for company. Let us be done with this. You've come to your journey's end.
It's no easy thing to find magic.
Worm King's ring is a talisman of incomparable character. A vessel worthy of housing the whole of my magic. What sublime bliss! What heady rapture! Yes, I will see my dream made reality. My essence and my very soul inhabit the ring. In it, I found the unto life everlasting. Talisman!
So we have now got the Worm King ring. Now, you saw Solomon just sort of fall off the edge there. If there is a Dragon's Dogma 2, it'll be nice to see him come back as an all-powerful frickin' wizard, wouldn't it? He's an awesome character. I like Solomon a lot. Anyhow, there's a load of stuff you can pick up over here, a shed load of gold and stuff as well. Now, what I tend to do with the Worm King ring is forge it. Now, in my first playthrough, I didn't, so I've already had the loot out of the chest that the king actually opens with the Worm King ring. But if you take it to the actual Black Cat Scrivener, you can ask for it to be forged, so you can forge that ring. Now, it does say keeping the ring inside of your inventory allows for magic casting to take place that little bit quicker. It's just a percentage thing, but you'll see your magic bar go up that little bit quicker if you keep the ring inside of your inventory space. So, you know what? I'm going to give you the forgery. You can have the forgery, Aldous. There you go. He doesn't know. He doesn't know it's a forgery. Heck no, he doesn't. Sneak him and sneak, sneak. Heck yes. Take that. Lovely. Awesome. Now, this is where you've got to be careful, because you can miss a mission here. Okay? So, the guy whispers in his ears and says, you know, something's going on over at the Waypoint Castle or whatever, you know, where you actually take the Hydra's head or you go to the Water God's altar, around that sort of area of the map. And normally, I would just get my Ferrostone out, bang, gone there, done it, get back again, and fight in the cockatrice. No, okay? So, no, don't do that. Do not teleport away from here. Go through the dialogue, blah blah blah. Thank you very much, Mr. Aldous, but I'm going to stay here. I'm not going to rush around for you. Heck no, I'm not. No, never thought to do this before. I've done all the story missions. No, there's a side quest. There's a side quest that is easily missed, and it's very integral. It's a pretty cool side quest, to be fair. Never done this mission before, and so glad that I hit up the wiki that I gave you the link to earlier, because this would have just carried on to slip me by. I would never have thought to go around and look for anything else. Now, you can see here, we haven't got the actual handmaiden out there, and the handmaiden isn't down here either. I'm looking for the Duchess's sort of handmaiden to trigger the Duchess in Distress quest, because that happens very soon too. I will show you when that happens as well. But no, head down, back past the Black Cat Scrivener, down to the Vinery area of the actual Grand Soren, and go to Madeline's shop. So Madeline is the peddler that you helped out along your way on this whole sort of course. If you're trying to do the hero quest, if you haven't come across Madeline, you're probably going to fail, because you should have actually escorted her up to the encampment at one stage, fairly early game from Cassidus, and then she appears in Grand Soren and she opens up a shop. And you need to give her a silver or gold or bronze idol for her shop as another quest. So if you haven't done that one, again, you're probably going to have to start again or whatever. However, what I have learned is you can do the missions cross different loads. So as long as you've done it in one of your actual playthroughs, it still counts. So this is the actual quest here. So I'm speaking to Catelyn. You know what? I'll just be quiet and you can watch the mission play out in full with all the dialogues. Okay? Anyway, there's some daggers on the desk though. You need to pick those daggers up. Okay? So that's essential. Pick up that bag on that desk and then continue on with this mission.
Just what trouble has Madeline brought upon herself now? The scrivener, the black cat here, can duplicate objects in your possession. Perhaps we'd best ask around.
Trace of Madeline. Perhaps someone in the area.
Yes, tongues wag with talk of Madeline. Rumor has it she was dealing in illicit goods. Some authority uncovered her game and she was forced to shutter her shop. I hear she fled too, before the guards had a chance to arrest her. Just what was she up to? I'd like to know.
Others must have seen what happened. Let's ask around.
Madeline shop? Sure, everyone knows. She bought the place when the first owner fled the dragon. Opened for business soon after. She has a fine head for figures. Bit stingy with the credit, if I dare say so. It's odd she closed so sudden-like. I'd wager there's more to this tale than we can say.
Someone must know something about this matter. Let's ask around. Many's the person comes to drink here, all bearing...
So I'd never heard that lady speak before. She's got a freaking awesome accent, hasn't she? It's a beautiful piece of voice acting to be had there. So here we go. Bad Business is the name of the actual mission. You can see here we've got to head back down to the aqueduct area, near to where Mason sometimes runs off to anyhow. So I'm heading back down that way. And yeah, I'll leave you to watch what actually plays out. I guess I just need to jump over the side here and leg it down there. But I'll let you watch and let you see all the rest of the dialogue, or listen to the rest of the dialogue without me chatting over it.
Where would she hide? An alleyway? Or an... Madeline fled along the waterway below us.
Oh, and something to note, okay, if you do this questline, sometimes Madeline then won't appear back in her shop, and she won't appear end game down by the encampment area where you have to fight the cockatrice. Now, I gave her my beloved ring to make her my sort of partner. Now, I've found her after end game, and I'll show you where she actually appears, because it's not inside of the actual Grand Soren. Heck no, it isn't, because she's still a wanted person. Anyhow, I'll show you later where I find her.
Water's edge.
So I'm discovered at last. You must believe me, I've done nothing wrong. They say I dealt in banned goods. If it's true, I swear it was not my intent. I had no idea. But as I don't expect them to take me at my word, I was forced into hiding. I fled in such haste, all my goods were left behind. More's the pity, I suppose. Wish I'd thought to secure my dagger. It's a kind of charm what brings good fortune, you see. Maker's breath! That's my dagger! Oh, you beautiful thing! I have not the words to thank you. It's been at my side ere I started my trade. But then, I've greater concerns at the moment. I've never seen trouble the likes of this. Even now, I feel the tears welling. It took all of my will, and every last bit of gold to see that shop opened. And now, if you hadn't found me, I don't know what I'd do. Huh? No! Soldiers!
Arisen, well met. We pursue a female merchant named Madeline. She is charged by His Grace with trafficking in those queer medallions. As a symbol of salvation, the sale of such is blasphemy and treason both. We mean to arrest her and uncover the girl's connection to the Zealots' leadership. We believe she is in hiding near here. Have you seen aught that might aid us? No? We have reports she fled here.
Her
There she is.
Don't let her escape! Forgive me, sir. Duty calls.
You saved me. Thank you. As Arisen, I suspect lying does not come easy. I'm sorry to have asked it of you. I can tarry no longer. I must seek safety somewhere further off. I'm at peace with the loss of my shop and merchandise. Such things can be replaced. But parting from you is a blow far more cruel. What? I speak from the heart. It shames me to ask for more when you have given me so much. Might you spare some gold for my travels? If all goes well, thank you. You show such kindness to this foolish girl, and I love you for it. Once I'm safely away, I will establish a new shop in whatever place my travels take me. And when my purse jingles once again, I shall track you down and repay my debt. Truly. Well, I must be off. I must say, before leaving Cassidus with you, my life was utterly hopeless. But see how far I've come. I even had a shop of my own. If only for a moment, I can take pride in that. And as this adventure failed to kill me, perhaps I may even learn aught from it. Or not. I know not what fortune holds for you, Arisen, but I trust it will be terrifically exciting. Please don't die. Promise me you'll come see me in my next shop. Farewell, Arisen.
Well, that was some serious overacting, wasn't it? That was a bit cringe. But at the same time, first time I've ever seen this. And hopefully it's something that you guys can do out there in the viewerverse. Yeah, so there we are. Not a mission I've ever seen before. So now we need to press on with what Aldous has asked us to do and go to that sort of way castle where we set off with the Hydra's head all the way time ago. Yeah, so I'm heading back there near to the water god's altar. And yeah, hopefully it's going to trigger the treachery and whatever it was mission, you know. Anyhow, the cockatrice to appear in the actual Grand Sword and I have to go and battle the cockatrice. So here we go, I'm by the encampment and I have to walk out to the bridge as if I'm going away from it to actually trigger the event. You've got to stand in the red circle, just in case you get a bit stuck there, people. That triggers the cutscene. You talk to the people, hello there person, in distress, what's going on at Grand Sword? And you say, oh my god, we've got to go back to the capital. Right, okay, well, now you can just sort of ferry your stone back over to the capital, and you're going to come across a cockatrice inside of the actual field, which you need to take out. Now, I've got the ability to turn myself into a Super Saiyan level 3 and turn myself into a flaming fireball of a person because I'm a magic archer and I've got that ability. So I'm going to set myself on fire, jump on the cockatrice because it's made out of feathers, and feathers burn. They burn good. So heck yes, we're going to burn this cockatrice to shite. So here we go. Yeah, it's called Emotional or something. Anyway, Super Saiyan mode. Here I go. It's more like you know, the one where you go into the Budokai level 3 or whatever. Anyhow, let's grab him. And I'm on his tail at the moment, and I realise I'm not doing much damage on the tail, so I'd catapult myself up into the air and land on its actual back. So yeah, when you're actually on an animal, if you press the jump button, it does send you super high in the air. I don't know how I've managed to do that from its tail, but here we go. I can catapult off in a moment, end up on his back, and hopefully do him a shed load of damage. There we go. Now, you can use that sort of technique on a lot of creatures, even if you're on their leg. You can use the jump and sometimes get right up onto their head. So lovely jubbly. Yeah, I'm stuck to him like freaking magnet. And yeah, I'm going to completely annihilate him. Now, he always shakes you off when his energy gets super low and then he flies off. You can go continue that battle if you want, down by the bandit camp, the male bandit camp, near to the Witchwood, down that way. And there's like this area, a swathe of land that's been completely decimated. You find him there usually. Before you've actually had this encounter, you're going to encounter maybe a griffin there. Anyhow, lovely jubbly. So I'm trying to talk to her at the moment to find out why she's got a blinking red question mark above her head. But at the moment she's healing us all, so couldn't interact with her. Now, Crystal is a friend of mine's pawn, Dark Hellboy. Nice one, salutamundo, Dark Hellboy. Welcome, welcome. Yeah, I was quite a fair few levels ahead of him. He's actually overtaken me now that I've been doing all this side quest stuff. He's on like 170 something, where I'm on 160 something. So we're relatively close. We've been playing through at the same time, which was quite cool. You picked it up off of my recommendation. I'm so glad you did, Dark Hellboy. It's been good fun. Righto, so I'm going to head back up and see Aldous now. When you talk to this guy, it automatically warps you there. Bit odd that, but it does anyway. Lovely jubbly. And we go see little Aldous. We go chat to Aldous, and now there's another chance that you may miss a mission here. Right, because as soon as you've completed this mission and hand it in, you'll notice he gets another green question mark appear. And that green question mark is to, go to the actual end castle and go and beat up Salvation. If you go and do that without doing the mission in between, it can get a little bit dicey. You could end up missing something. So before you actually go to that end castle, though, the king is going to walk you around and give you a reward. So there's still a mission to trigger here. So go over to him anyway. So here's the green mission marker. And you just talk to him. He's going to say that you need to go and speak to the Duke up in his solaire. So hit accept anyway. Okay, so I'm just checking outside of these doors to see whether that lady is there right now. So I'm just popping out here and I'm going to go outside. So she's not in this bit, but where she usually appears is down to your right hand side, down to the right. So yeah, over that way. Just by this wall is where she's going to appear. She's going to appear there. She doesn't appear in this garden. She appears by that wall. So yeah, we're going to head back in. I'm just going to go out and go back in and just make sure she's definitely not there right now before I accept that mission. But anyway, you will get a cutscene where the king actually walks you around the insides of the palace. I'm just going to make a save here just in case I balls up at this point, because it's very easy to just completely forget what you're doing. So you can Godsbane yourself to come back to this point now. If I mess up, I can just Godsbane myself back here. Lovely jubbly. Right, okay, now I'm going to hit accept. I'm fairly confident that I can move forwards. So lovely. He now says make for the Duke's Solar. Okay, so the Duke's Solar is upstairs. It's above where I am right now, so I need to go there. I'm just checking again that she's definitely not there and she's not outside, which she isn't. So now I'm just going to make my way back up to the actual Duke's area, and he's going to walk us around the castle. So she's definitely not around anywhere out there. She's not out here either. Let's just double check. So she's not down by that wall. Okay, so that's where we're looking. We're looking in these two places to see if she actually appears anywhere. It's usually by the wall where she appears. Okay, right, so let's go and see the Duke. Now, the Duke is going to walk us around, and he walks terribly slowly. So, I've sped up the footage. Now, do you remember that we actually gave a duplicate of the ring, the Worm King ring? Well, he needs that ring to open the actual chest that's here. He gave me the contents in my first playthrough, so I'm not bothered. But look, it's not opening.
Strange. The ring ought hold sway over the lock that binds this chest. No matter. I shall see its contents are delivered to you later. Perhaps time has dulled the ring's magic.
Well, if you have given him a dud ring, you're not going to get the content of that chest. But considering I've already got it on my first playthrough, don't care. I've now got the ability to summon magics a little bit frickin' quicker using that ring. Ha ha! Winner, winner, chicken dinner. You can keep the contents of your chest, and he doesn't deliver it to you, despite what he says, because he's a lying git. Right, okay, awesome. We've got a shed load of gold. Now, this king has been keeping us from doing the actual worm hunt and taking out the dragon for good reason. It's keeping him young and immortal. The longer the dragon stays alive, the longer he stays alive. He does not want you to slay the dragon, or else he's going to end up aging super damn rapidly. Excellent. Awesome. So there we go. Now, this is the bit where normally, again, I would throw the fairy stone up into the air, boom, and go straight over to the Shadow Fort, or whatever it is, the Great Wall Encampment. The Great Wall Encampment is where I go, and go take on Salvation. Because that's what I've always frickin' done, okay? But as long as you've done all the Duchess sort of side quests and met her in her room and got yourself locked up and all that sort of shenanigans, right now, this is the time where you head outside to the castle. So in that foyer, she's not there. There she is, down by the wall there, you can see the green question mark. So she appears after you've done the king's walkabout and he's either giving you the chest or not giving you the chest, depending on what you've done with the worm ring. Speak to her. She gives you a suit of armour, and that's when you can go to the actual other encampment up by the spring, and you can do this whole side mission where you rescue the Duchess. Now, I've done that playthrough in another video. I put the video in the top right hand corner now, people. Hit that up if you want to see the Duchess in Distress mission carried out in full, because I've already done that one previously. Now, like I say, when you're doing this hero type thing, as long as you've done the missions on other saves, you don't really have to do them all again, but I did every single one in one playthrough to make sure I got the whole freaking lot done. And I did give a link to the wiki at the start of this video, but I'd also put it in the video description so you can hit that up and make sure that you actually tick them all off as you go. Because there were so many that I've never even seen before. There was some at the Abbey, which... mind-blowing stuff. I've now found a flower that you get from the Abbey, which I duplicated in the Black Cat as well, which actually gives you double XP for a full freaking day. Mental! So I'm going to be taking those into Bitter Black. Heck yes I am. Now this is the thing that I picked up from Fievel. So this is the arrow that kills things in one hit. The something finger. So I'm going to equip it in a moment so you can see the name of it in a second. But as you're chatting to him and he says, "Make your choice, Arisen," you go over here. The Maker's Finger. So equip that, and just using R2 will fire it. So here we go. I'm going to aim at him, and now I'm going to fire with R2. Bang! Straight in his throat. Doesn't really matter where you hit him, I don't think, but boom! All of his energy's gone. Don't have to do the end fight. Everything gets dragon forged. Winner, winner! Yes, brilliant, awesome, freaking excellent. Now what I was saying about Madeline. So normally, Madeline, if you haven't done her side quests, but you've got her in the shop and you gave her the idols, she'll appear here. She'll be at this last tent, right there. She's not there. You've still got that chap, and you've got this lady here. Yes, he's looking rather fine and dandy. He doesn't really do anything, apart from gives you a bit of dialogue. Thank you very much. Lovely. This lady is the hairdresser that can change your look and your appearance. Lovely jubbly. She's still there, which is great. But Madeline is not there, so you can't buy your pickled mushrooms to mix with your giant fish to make your Vim. Yes, because I do like the Vim. Yeah, not there. So, I need to go and find Madeline, but where is she? Now, like I said, I gave her my beloved ring, so she's sort of my partner in crime with all of this sort of game. So, on this playthrough, I gave it to her. My previous playthrough, I gave it to the princess, the Duchess, and she disappears after the Duchess thing, but she does appear back at your house after endgame. If you rescued her. In fact, she's there now. For some reason, I've got her inside of my living quarters, as well as the Witchwood lady. And I've also got Madeline. So here we go. She's not in my house. She's actually in the innkeep area. So yeah, where you go see Palos, you know, the little chappie in Cassidus that runs the hotel or the inn, she's right here, inside of these doors, even though she said that she's going to go off to Lands of New and all this sort of stuff. I think it's because I gave her my beloved ring. Even on the wiki, it doesn't mention her coming back to Cassidus. So I don't know whether I found out something new, but here we go. I've got her. She's actually appeared in Cassidus, and I can now get my pickled mushrooms. I can now make my liquid Vim. So I'm a very happy person. Yes, I am. If you want to know how to make a liquid Vim, I put a card in the top right-hand corner. So you can go check that out. But it is basically, you buy those pickled mushrooms, you go and get yourself some kept giant fish, and I'll show you the giant fish location, even though I found another one in Bitter Black Isle, which I need to do a video on. Yeah, hopefully I'll have that coming out soon. And yeah, that's pretty much how I get my liquid Vim, and she also sells these lovely knee boots that have got like griffin heads on at the moment for me. I gave her a silver idol. I don't know whether that's got something to do with it or what. But there we go, people. I'm hoping you enjoyed this little mini guide. Take care. Goodbye, goodbye, and goodbye again. Well, thank you very much for watching. If you like what you see, please hit a like and a subscribe. And I'd like to say a massive, great big thank you to all of my backers over on Patreon and over on YouTube membership. Thanking you, backers. And if you want to support this channel, just don't skip the adverts. That throws revenue down my avenue. Or yeah, just stay with Captain Steve that little bit longer and hit something on this screen. There's merch here now too.